here living on karst topography, it's like Swiss cheese.
Sure it is.
And there have been a lot of dye tracings that have happened from many, many years ago. This is going to be in the Greer Spring recharge area.
Has there been an environmental impact study done?
No, there has not.
Has not.
That area of the 11 Point River is one of the most intensely developed karst areas in the whole Ozarks.
I am Larry Lehman. I'm the director of the Land Reclamation Program within the Missouri Department of Natural Resources. In the Land Reclamation Program within that department, we are responsible for the permitting, inspecting, and ensuring reclamation of any of our mining activities throughout the state of Missouri. Now tonight we're talking about the possibility of a sand and limestone quarry right down the road here. In the state of Missouri, we have over 700 permitted industrial mineral sites throughout the state. When I say industrial minerals, I'm talking about limestone, I'm talking about sand and gravel from your streams, I'm talking about clay. So it is a very big industry in the state of Missouri. When it comes to limestone quarries, open pits such as what this one is being referred to, we have over 300 of those sites that are permitted in the state of Missouri.
Hello, my name is Kyle O'Rourke and I work in the DNR building in Jeff City for the Water Protection Program. We're responsible for issuing operating permits to facilities that may or may not discharge to surface waters of the state.
Okay, so I'm going to be the operator in there, and the first thing I want to make clear, there is no section of the 11 Point River that's included in this mine plan boundary. The 11 Point does run on the property, as a lot of you probably know, but it is not included in the mine plan boundary at all. So the lines are drawn to give roughly 100 feet from the riverbed to the edge of the mine plan boundary, which is, I have to stay inside of that boundary.
Hi, I'm Bill Eccles. I live down in Henryville. That's where you're wanting to mine. And a lot of people here are from there. A lot of them aren't. And they're all concerned about their water, you might have guessed. And there's nothing you can do to guarantee their water.
This proposed quarry seems like the kind of project that creates significant problems and gives the mining industry a bad name. Quarry site is in very close proximity to the 11 Point River. Water quality, and especially groundwater quality, is of great concern here. Quarries and other mines do not and cannot operate without creating off-site impacts that are often serious. Unless this site has unique and valuable rock or mineral resources, this is precisely the kind of site that prudent and responsible mining operators have learned to avoid.
I'm not trying to say that your concerns aren't legitimate. I just think that it's been a little bit overblown for what it actually is.
Hi, my name is Mary, and I'm a Missouri Stream team, and I'm here on behalf of all the people that care about the 11 Point River and the downstream springs. I've worked as a fish biologist in the state of Missouri and worked with water quality for 15 years. It's my home state. I love it. The 11 Point River is our only national wild and scenic river we have in the state. So I just wanted to say, I've heard you say a couple times, there's quarries over here, there's quarries over there, there's no difference. There is a difference. You said your mine site is within 100 feet of the 11 Point River, okay? So all the other quarries that are not next to the 11 Point River are not the same. You've got a very unique site here, and that's why so many people are here, okay? And there is scientific evidence that if what leaves your site goes into the groundwater, it could reach the 11 Point River, it could reach Greer Spring.
The 11 Point River is a national wild and scenic river and was one of the 8 initial rivers nationally that was designated that in 1968. It's also a blue ribbon trout area as designated by the Conservation Department, and is habitat for a federally endangered species called the Ozark hellbender. And in that species recovery plan, sedimentation and reduced water quality are the main threats.
I'm very concerned against it, and I just want to go on record to say that I wouldn't have come back here, I wouldn't have bought the property if I would have known within a few months that this would be going in.
We're having really intense rainfalls here in the state of Missouri. It's happening more frequently. Do you think 100 feet is enough to keep 10 inches of rain from carrying dust or other aggregate material off your property?
Not necessarily, but I know that water only flows downhill, and the location that is within 100 feet of the riverbed it's the top of the hill. It's the very top of the hill.
But what is gonna happen if all your blasting and all your mine work tears up our wells? Are any of you guys gonna pay for our wells? Because I don't know about the rest of them, but I don't have $20,000 to pull out of my pocket and build a new well.
Once again, that's a very common question we get in regards to possible impacts on private drinking water wells, what have you. So typically blasting, well, first operators, you're reminding the Quarry, the last thing you want to get is near the groundwater basin, because if you hit that, he's in water and it's going to hurt his operation. And so quarries will stay out of that. I'm not sure what the depth of groundwater is here, but once again, the blasting requirements are very restrictive, protective to try to prevent that. But with that being said, typically if that does occur and you can prove that is the case, and it's typically just an action between the responsible party and the current landowner. But obviously, you know, it would almost have to be proven that what he did was in violation of a regulation, which the Division of Fire Safety would have to investigate that and make that determination. So I think that's the best explanation I can give on that. Yes, sir.
Hey, KT, did you agree to test wells before and after?
Well, I mean, within reason, yes. We can't test everybody's well within 25 miles of Mountain View, no. A neighbor, yes. By a neighbor, an adjoining landowner, sure, absolutely.
All facilities that operate within the boundary of an outstanding national resource watershed are prohibited from discharging processed wastewater, whether they're 5 feet from the river, whether they're 5 miles from the river. So they will be required to construct a wastewater basin. All stormwater that touches that working area that they're working in must be collected in that basin.
The 11-Point River is designated as an outstanding national resource water and is afforded special protections under that designation. Permitting, as Kyle mentioned, would require a no-discharge facility. Recent U.S. Supreme Court decision in the case of the County of Maui versus the Hawaii Wildlife Fund ruled that discharges to groundwater are the functional equivalent to discharges to surface streams. We know the water in the ground goes to Greer Spring, so a discharge to the ground equals a discharge to the 11-Point River here.
I know he's lining it with clay, but I've been in construction all my life. Clay don't last forever, you know. I mean, it deteriorates just like everything else. So you're going to be in charge of the monitoring of it.
Yes, per the permit, that is correct, yes.
I see. I'm just a little concerned about it running off into groundwater. I have property about 3/4 to a mile southeast of your property. And I think everybody here that has wells in that area knows that during a storm or a big rain, our wells get cloudy.
Yep.
So I was just concerned what makes your retention thing so special. You say you're going to line it with clay.
I mean, I guess, like I said, all I can do is follow the regulation. I don't make them, I just have to follow them.
You said there's other quarries around. You're right, there are. Why do we need another one? We don't. Go down 17, there it is. Don't think it's going to make my rock any cheaper because you're putting it by my house. That's my house across the road from where you want to put that at. I do not want that debris blowing all over. I come down, I live in St. Louis, but that's my property. I come down for peace and quiet. I like Mountain View. It's been in our family for 50 years. The neighbors are great. Who wants to put that crap up here? I don't want to see it. All the noise and the debris is everywhere. Your property value drops. You can't not sell your house because that quarry's there. And if they do sell it, it's half of what they want for it.
You're a young man right now. How old are you?
I'm 30. If
So
the
when
thing
you're-
mines out according to the plan, I won't even be left. So it's a 100-year permit.
What's left? What's left? What's left when you get done mining?
Let's say it all played out to the best of what I see happening. You're gonna have 13 acres of land development ground along the highway. You're gonna have a 40-acre water impoundment, and the rest of it's gonna be an agricultural.
Okay, you think that land's gonna hold water?
It very well might.
Let's talk a little bit about you. How much experience you got in the mining industry?
Mining industry, 0.
Okay, is this your first quarry?
Yes.
Okay. When it rains, that's gonna drain.
Sure.
How are you gonna control the outflow?
Well, it doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't have to be controlled. Storm water runoff is allowed. It has to meet benchmarks. And if those benchmarks can't be met, it will be controlled by grading, seeding, which will be done anyway. And there will be berms, silt fence, or whatever else is necessary to keep that from running off.
I hope that we have convinced all of you guys that are here the importance of what we're saying to you guys. I hope you reconsider backing him. I really do. I wish you'd look at it. You saw the crowd here. We all have our reasons for being here.
So I understand that, thank you. And I'll repeat, we will look at the requirements of the regulations and follow the regulations, because we have to defend a decision either way in that regards, and so that's what we will do.
There's a perception going on here, and I'm receiving a perception. I'm gonna ask everybody. The perception with me is that you've already got it in your mind that you're gonna issue this permit. That's the perception. Anybody else disagree? Okay, so that's the perception. Let me tell you where your authority comes from. You brought up the word authority. Your authority comes from the people. Your authority comes from the people. It comes through our votes, our taxation, and it comes through that type of issue to give you your livelihood. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you need to listen, because we are the people of this area. And we're telling you, our perception is that you're already got it on your mind, you're gonna issue this permit.
So my suggestion and hope is that you guys will get together and say, let's try somewhere else that might be a little cheaper for you. Because profits might get a little thin when you start doing all this stuff you're regulated to do, and that they're gonna be over there regulating you to do. So that's my view on it. I really appreciate that, you came, you came here and faced the people that, and you guys did too. But in this face-off, my point is try somewhere else, because the people here really don't want it.